evening and welcome to the news roundup for Monday the 14th of October. Before we get into the news, please remember to like this video, share your views in the comments, and share the video with your family and friends.
Reach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
Now for the news in detail. A man was shot and killed on the compound of the Russell Primary School in Kingston this evening. According to a police source, the deceased, whose identity has not yet been confirmed, was in the process of picking up his son from school when he was attacked by two armed men who opened fire, hitting him in the head. He reportedly died on the spot. The gunmen then fled the scene and escaped. Reports are that he was killed in full view of his son and other students of the institution. The St. Andrew South police are investigating. There will be more on this developing story in subsequent newscasts. King's Counsel Peter Champagny has been appointed the chairman of the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council. The appointment took effect on October 1. Champagny, who was called to the bar in 1995, is also a justice of the peace. The disciplinary committee of the GLC performs the functions of upholding standards of professional conduct of attorneys at law and enforcing discipline in the legal profession. It also deals with complaints from clients regarding alleged unprofessional conduct by some of its members, and after having hearings regarding the complaints, make the relevant rulings and recommendations. Member of Parliament for North West Manchester Michael Phillips has declined to comment further on being the subject of an Integrity Commission report that was sent to Parliament last week Tuesday for tabling. Phillips says he will address the matter after the report is tabled. On Friday, he issued a statement indicating that it had come to his attention that he was named in the IC report. Asked about the issue this morning, the MP said, "Once the report is tabled, then I will say more." In a media release over the weekend, Phillips said, in the interest of openness, his 2022 statutory declaration was late due to a delay in getting all the relevant documents. He said, shortly after the deadline, the documents were submitted, and he has since fully complied with all the requirements. The MP said all his statutory declarations have been certified, and the late filing penalty of $250,000 has since been paid. A man involved in an armed robbery attempt remains hospitalized under police guard after being shot by a licensed firearm holder during the incident at a bar on Friday night. Authorities have launched a manhunt for his accomplice who fled the scene. Reports are that around 11:50 p.m. on Friday night, two men entered the bar located in St. Anne, one of them armed, and demanded cash and valuables from patrons. A licensed firearm holder confronted the armed suspect, and it is believed that gunfire was exchanged. The robbers fled. A man believed to be one of the robbers was seen suffering from gunshot wounds near to the bar. He was taken to the hospital for treatment. The police suspect that the other robber may have also been injured, as a trail of blood was observed leading from the location. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. The man who reportedly confessed to killing a woman and burying her body in a shallow grave in Glengough, St. Catherine, has been formally charged for the crime. 27-year-old Orlando Chin, otherwise called the Juki, a butcher of Retreat District in Glengough, is charged with murder and unlawful burial of the dead. The deceased is 31-year-old Lisa Gay Kubri of the community. She was reported missing on the 28th of September, after which a team from the St. Catherine North Police mounted an operation in the community to determine her whereabouts. Chin turned himself into the police on Monday, October 7, and confessed to killing Kubri. Reports are that about 2 p.m. on September 28, Kubri and the Chin were involved in a dispute that became physical. Chin allegedly pushed Kubri, causing her to fall and hit her head, and became unresponsive. Efforts from Chin to resuscitate her proved futile, so he reportedly disposed of her body in a shallow grave. On Tuesday, October 8, Chin reportedly led the police to where Kubri's body was buried. Chin was charged after being interviewed in the presence of his attorney. His court date is being finalized. Face-to-face classes have resumed at the St. Elizabeth-based primary school, where an illegal firearm was seized from a 7-year-old last month. Students returned to the classrooms last week Monday with 3 temporary teachers, as well as an education officer in the role as acting principal. Since the September 12 incident, teachers employed by the institution have stayed away, including one who resigned after threats were issued. It is understood that the temporary staff will be in place to allow for the previous teachers to decide whether to return to the school. The primary school, located in a deep rural section of the parish, is said to have a student population of 40. On Monday, when physical classes resumed, only 28 students turned up. Efforts to get a comment from the Ministry of Education Region 5 office on the future of the school have so far been unsuccessful. The 7-year-old was taken into state care as the investigations continue. The police in St. Elizabeth have declined to speak further on the matter. A mere 2 weeks after being shot at a football game, 37-year-old Adrian Choppy Hines was killed at his gate on Erie Castle Road in Stonehill, St. Andrew. Hines was one of 2 persons shot on September 29 while he sat recording a match at a night football competition that was in progress in the Tasty parking lot in Stonehill Square. On that occasion, men alighted from a motor vehicle and opened fire in his direction. Hines was rushed to the hospital where he was treated and released. Reports are that sometime after 10 p.m. on Saturday, Hines was at his gate when a gunman opened fire, hitting him several times. He was rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital where he died while undergoing surgery. The Constant Spring Criminal Investigations Branch is probing the murder. The Portland Health Department is providing food safety training for vendors at the now closed Boston Jerk Center, which was shut down due to ongoing food safety violations. Initially closed on September 6, after serious health risks were identified during inspections, the center remains closed despite protests from residents. Chief Public Inspector Lorenzo Humes indicated that the center could reopen once environmental conditions are addressed and highlighted ongoing discussions with the stakeholders to support the vendors in improving their facilities. The training will include food safety, facility operations, and customer service, facilitated by the Public Health Department and Hart NSTA Trust. Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Lewis noted that previous interventions had led to temporary improvements, but many breaches such as improper food handling and lack of permits persisted. The Health Department continues to engage with vendors to help them meet regulatory requirements for reopening. Rival factions engaged in a bloody gang war over the lucrative extortion racket in Spanish Town, St. Catherine over the weekend. The police's corporate communications unit confirmed that 2 persons were killed in different incidents, but that there were 4 murders in total in the parish. The CCU confirmed the names of 2 individuals, one of whom was Bradley Orr, who was killed on Young Street on Saturday. Another man, 25-year-old Adrian Booth, was killed by unknown attackers on Marchpen Road about 1:24 p.m. on Sunday. Booth's death was a stabbing murder. We do not have the details, and we don't know if it was a reprisal for another murder, but we have reports of 4 people being killed in different incidents in St. Catherine, a CCU representative said. Additionally, a man was killed this morning while riding his bicycle along a roadway in Spanish Town. The attack happened around 8 o'clock along P Lane. He is yet to be identified. Explosions were heard and the police were summoned. Upon arrival, the man's bloodied body with what appeared to be gunshot wounds was observed while clutching the bicycle. In other Spanish Town related news, a man was killed and his brother injured when gunmen invaded their home along Fairfield Road in Spanish Town last night. Dead is 42-year-old Mason Martin Lloyd Hudson, otherwise called Pam. Reports are that about 7:30, Hudson and his brother were at home when gunmen entered through a back door and opened fire. Hudson was shot multiple times while his brother was shot once. They were assisted to the hospital where Hudson died while his brother was admitted. No motive has been established for the shooting. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigation Branch is probing the incident. The St. Andrew South police are searching for a motorcyclist who reportedly evaded a patrol team, leaving behind an illegal firearm and nearly 30 rounds of assorted ammunition on Saturday. Reports are that about 6:41 p.m., cops from the Olympic Gardens police station were on mobile patrol near Lyrics Corner at the intersection of Penwood Road and Unity Drive when they spotted the motorcyclist. Upon seeing the police, the man reportedly dropped a bag and sped off on his bike. The police retrieved the bag, which allegedly contained a 9mm Browning pistol along with 2 magazines. One of the magazines was loaded with 22 rounds and the other contained 7 rounds. The man who burned down several houses in Bell Rock, St. Andrew, out of frustration over his girlfriend's alleged infidelity, remains on the run nearly a month later. Superintendent Damian Manderson of the St. Andrew South Police stated that efforts to capture him have been hampered as he is believed to be sheltered by friends and family. The arsonist is wanted in both St. Andrew South and the North divisions for multiple offences, including threats to the community. The fire started in retaliation against his girlfriend's relatives, displaced over 30 residents, including children. Despite the police's ongoing operations, they have received little cooperation from the community. The suspect, who previously expressed his intent to surrender but feared imprisonment, cited his emotional pain over his girlfriend's betrayal as a trigger for his actions. He emphasized the difficulty of walking away after years of commitment and expressed frustration over his financial support being given to another man. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, has launched a probe into the fatal shooting of a Jamaican man who lived in the United States by a policeman at an event in Newarton, St. Catherine last night. The cop reportedly had to beat a hasty retreat after he allegedly came under attack from persons following the shooting of 34-year-old Vivian Francis, who resided in East Windsor in New Jersey. The incident occurred about 10:10 p.m. at the Newarton Sports Complex. It is reported that the policeman and Francis were among patrons at an event at the venue when an argument developed between them. During the spat, Francis reportedly drew a knife from his waist and stabbed at the policeman. The cop reportedly drew his service pistol and shouted, "Police, drop the knife." Francis reportedly advanced at him and the officer opened fire and Francis was hit. He was assisted to the Linstead Hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. In business, Tax Administration Jamaica is reporting nominal improvements in several key areas of its revenue and compliance operations. The data was included in the recently published interim report tabled by outgoing Finance and Planning Minister Dr. Nigel Clark. The report also pointed to significant improvements in enforcement action and arrears collected by TAJ. Results of the compliance program revealed a 1.2% increase in the nation's taxpaying population, moving from approximately 295,000 to nearly 298,000 during the first quarter of 2024. On-time filing rate improved from 62% to 63% over the same period last fiscal year. This was reportedly influenced by an increase across all taxpayer segments for PAYE. In sports, the Reggae Boyz are aiming for a victory against Honduras tonight at the National Stadium, needing just 1 point to secure their place in the CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals. Currently unbeaten with 2 wins and a draw, Jamaica tops Group B with 7 points, closely followed by Honduras with 6. Coach Steve McLaren stresses the importance of winning at home to avoid complications from Nicaragua, who could overtake them. Forward, Damari Gray acknowledges the challenge posed by Honduras but remains confident, emphasizing the significance of home support in creating a winning atmosphere. McLaren says he's encouraging his team to show courage and continue their growth, despite acknowledging that they still have room for improvement. In team news, striker Michael Antonio and midfielder Casey Palmer are set to return from injury, while Joshawn Anglin replaces suspended vice-captain Damian Lowe. And on the entertainment scene, the University of Technology is set to confer entertainer Sean Paul with an honorary degree during its 2024 graduation ceremony scheduled for later this year. The honorary degree will be awarded to Sean Paul Enriquez for its musical achievements and contribution to nation building. Enriquez will be conferred with a Doctor of Letters. Sean Paul enrolled at university to undertake a degree in hospitality and tourism management, but opted for a music career and did not complete his studies. Back in 2019, Sean Paul was conferred the Order of Distinction from the Jamaican government for his contribution to the global popularity and promotion of reggae music. UTech Jamaica will host its graduation ceremonies on Friday, November 15 and Saturday, November 16, 2024 at the Alfred Sangster Auditorium at the main campus. And that is it for your news roundup for today. We would appreciate you liking this video, leaving a comment, and sharing the video with your family and friends. Have a good evening and see you next time.